users already. Really cool to see. So there's Toni. Hi, Toni. Angie, welcome. We have people slowly trickling in here. I was saying,
Hi,
Toni, we'll just
everybody.
give a couple more minutes.
Hey.
Hey, Toni.
Hi, Tony.
How are you guys? Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Year.
Crazy. Happy New Year.
So excited to have you guys here.
Yeah, I'm excited. Eric joined us. Hi, Eric. Lots popping in now. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I keep giggling and saying, as much as Toni, I'm sure we're great to listen to, I think that these girls are going to be even more exciting.
don't do that. Can you set it up for pickup?
They've done so much work. I mean, with everything, and I'm so grateful. And you guys, we do realize how much that you've poured into this, and just wait, it's going to get better.
I know. We were talking about that on the Q&A just before this, of how we're always innovating. Tammy jumped in with that word. I'm like, I love that word. I think that's a great one with the CRM. So
Yeah.
that's a perfect one. So Jen Vale popped in. Hey, Jen. Looks like
We've got Eric on, we've got Gail. I mean, we've got Kathy and Nikki and all of these amazing people, Tammy and Sherry. I mean, these people, you guys, a lot of these people, they really were an intricate part of us, like building the platform. So, and Susie and Angela, I couldn't be more grateful for all of y'all. Carrie, both Carries. But so super grateful for you and Nikki too. I mean, you guys have been instrumental. So I'm super excited.
Agreed. What are we? Toni, do you want to kick us off then? Do you want to just do a quick little intro on why you built out the CRM? I think that's a really powerful story as to why. And then, oh, it looks like people are still trickling in though. Do you want to give it a minute or so, or do you want to get rolling?
Let's just give it one more minute, because I can edit. Yeah, I can edit the video so we can share this with other people. But let me put this, you guys, the one thing that I want you to do, just take a screenshot. So we share this to social, and then share the hashtag as well, please.
Let's see all those pretty faces.
All those pretty faces, because I know that you guys have had such a huge uptick in your businesses since you've plugged into this and really helped us figure out the ticks. So, and then we have a lot of new amazing people here on the call. Eric just joined us. He's amazing. He's a life coach. He's I met him last year, and he's got an amazing platform. So make sure you get with him and follow him on social. Eric, what's your social? Because you have
the Goal Guide, Toni. Thank you.
The Goal Guide, yeah. Really large platform that he's working on. Let's see, who else have we had join us? Oh,
What hashtags, Toni?
Hashtag Effing Simple CRM.
You got it.
And then we also have Nikki here too. She's been great in giving us feedback and helping us out. We're formulating some stuff with her, very soon in the future, because she's amazing and she's been a student of the student here. So we've got a lot of cool shit coming.
I couldn't agree more. I see Melissa Harris over there doing some raising the roof. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay. So, and then I have a new, not new, I've known her since last summer, but my friend Melissa Harris here, she's got a lot of amazing connections. So we have some new people on here that I've never been exposed to this before. You guys drop in the chat. You know what? If you're just checking this out for the first time, if you've been dabbling, whatever the case may be, we want to know, because we want to hear from you, and we want to hear about the things that you want to see on this platform that we can help you, really propel business forward. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So let's go ahead and do this. Hold on. Hey everyone, this is Toni Vanschoyck. I am here with you tonight. We are doing our first kind of like fireside chat, just hearing from some of the people that have helped us build the platform, helped us get through the challenges, how it's affected their businesses and what they've been able to do with it. Without further ado, I just was the person that had the vision. I brought it to life, but really the person that kind of kicked us in the ass, brought it, to a platform that everybody could use it is Kelly. So Kelly, I'm going to turn it over to you and I'm going to let you share, everything that you've been able to do with this platform and what the plans are for the future and how this can help anybody that's listening right now enhance their business.
Well, first off, I got to thank my cheerleaders I just saw on here. As she was saying that, I saw a lot of movement on the screen. So thank you guys. So I'm going to tell you really quickly about me, because tonight's not about me talking to you guys, but I want to kind of explain to you who I am and what my role is here. So I am the account manager for the CRM. So my job is to train and teach and explain and help people understand the CRM, what it can do for them, and then onboard them and get them successful with the CRM. So my experience with the CRM is I was actually part of the beta process. So I'm going to quickly explain what that even means. So beta is essentially when a product is ready for market, or you assume the product is ready for market. You take it to the market, you get people to test it and try it, and you expect those people to give feedback and say, this needs to be tweaked or changed or improved. So I was part of the beta process, and very quickly I was like, dang, Toni, where did this come from? This is amazing. So I fell in love immediately. So I actually started as a user. I'm still a user, but I transitioned from being not just a user, but also a user, and then obviously a lover and very passionate about it and here with you guys tonight. So tonight we're talking to specifically, or I'm interviewing, if you will, 5 CRM users. So the 5 CRM users, I'm going to get each of you to just quickly say, I'm going to call you by your name just so that we can kind of go through it quickly. So you're not really going to introduce yourself, but I want to know where you're from, how long you've been using the CRM, because I want to explain to you guys that the group we have here tonight has been using for all different lengths of time. So you're getting feedback from people who've been around for a long time, I'm going to say, and people who are newer. So the first person that I'm going to throw on the spot is Miss Carrie G. Where are you from and how long have you been using the CRM?
Okay, I am from South Dakota and I signed up for the CRM, I believe in August of 2022. And I can remember exactly where I was. I was listening to the call, learning about it, walking around a Skechers store. I did buy shoes that day too. They probably wondered what the heck I was doing because I had my phone, I was watching, I had my earbuds, and I was just killing time in the Skechers store. But it was one of the best things that I did signing up for it. It's been a great experience. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Miss Angela, tell us where you are. Well, you kind of are all over the place with living, but where do you live and how long you've been using?
Okay, I currently reside in Centerville, Northern Virginia, and I actually started with the beta program in August of 2022, and it has been the best decision ever. I love it. Thank you,
You guys,
Toni.
I didn't even tell them both to say that. They're both saying that at their own volition. They're both loving this, which is so awesome to see. So next, Miss Nikki, where are you at, my friend?
Hey guys, so Nikki here. I live in Banks, Oregon, which is like a suburb of Portland, Oregon, if you guys are familiar with that. And I had to look back. I think I signed up like October, so I'm fairly new to the CRM, but I did come from a different CRM and I'm hands down obsessed with this one. It's the best one out there. And I was actually introduced to this by my good friend Leanne, who is on this call supporting me. So I have to give her a few props. She's the one who introduced me.
Yay, Leanne. Miss Carrie P.
Hello, it's Carrie. I am from North Georgia and I started with beta back in April of 2022. I think that's when it started. And I am slowly learning.
I love it. I love it. And last but not least, Miss Susie, where are you at?
Hi there. I am Susie Bennett and I am in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I actually was a part of the beta and then I fell off because I didn't quite understand the value at the time. But then I jumped back in probably about 5 months ago, I think. So I'm so thankful that I did.
Me too. Me too. So the reason I wanted to ask each of these ladies how long they've been using it so that you guys can see, we have people, so we really started in April. So we have people who've used since April all the way up to, I think Nikki's the most recent where it was October-ish. So we have this good span of people that are at a different stage in their journey of when they started. So I'm gonna give some questions out to you ladies here. The first question is going to go to Miss Angie. So I mentioned what beta is. So again, beta is we assume we're ready for market. We push it out to market and we expect users to tell us, give us feedback, tell us what's up, what we need to look at. What made you though decide to jump into beta with the CRM?
Okay, well, I have 3 reasons why I wanted to be part of beta. The first one was I wanted to be part of the beta purely out of love and respect and admiration for Toni. Toni is the single most hardworking person I know in this industry. She never stops. Like, I just want to take her energy. And it was my way of trying to give back to her and show her support and love. And that was the first reason. But the other reasons were more selfish. The second reason was I was looking for a way to automate my business. I have a salon and I lead a very busy life. And I was finding myself not being able to do some of the routine tasks that I wanted to provide better customer service and team training. And so I needed a way to streamline my operations and my business for my customers and also for my team. And so, but the thing is, I didn't know anything about automation. I didn't even know where to start. So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I was looking for that duplicatable automation system that I could learn and then train my team on. And I have found the best community right here with all of you. And I started in August and I felt a little bit overwhelmed, you guys. I was so confused and out of my comfort zone at nearly 60. I was like, oh my gosh, I felt like a kindergartner. You know what I mean? Like a knowledge of a kindergartner on a computer. And Kelly, actually, you were part of the reason why I came back and started participating, because I would show up to meetings and like was just there to listen and be a sponge. And then at some point, it was just like me and Anthony. And Anthony, if you're on here, I love you. But we spoke different languages and I wasn't understanding his. And so anyways, I needed a system that I could learn from. And so the third reason I wanted to participate in the beta part was I knew that I was going to be surrounded with other leaders in our company who I admired and followed their careers. And I wanted to be able to learn from the best of the best in our industry, starting with Toni. And that way I could learn how to automate and then learn how to teach what I've learned. So those are my 3 reasons for wanting to be part of beta.
I love all 3. So just a quick little side note on that. So Angie is saying she started in August. So Angie was part of beta, kind of did the same as Susie, where it was like, I don't know what's happening. This feels like a little bit too much for me. And then ended up coming back. So that's why she's saying August, but then I'm saying she was part of beta. So I just want to clarify that. And then Anthony put a little laughy face emoji in the chat. So just quick who Anthony is. So Anthony is the tech behind it and Toni was the vision behind it, and they merged their brains together and created this platform. So Anthony's actually the tech guy. So he speaks very tech. So that's where Angie's saying we speak different languages. So Miss Carrie P, I'm going to come to you because you were also part of the beta. So for you, what was your decision to jump into beta?
Well, I remember when Toni put out the word, hey, I'm having a Zoom call. You need to be on this call. I've got a big surprise. I need to share something with you. And you know, when Toni talks, you respond. And so I remember getting on this Zoom call and they just started talking about all this stuff. And I was like, what in the world are they talking about? I don't know that I fully comprehend this at all. And, you know, because so many of our market partners were using various programs, and I'll be real honest with you, I didn't even know what those programs were. Like wasn't using them. So this was like a foreign language to me. I knew it was techie. And so I remember Toni's heart is so, I can't even explain how genuine her heart is and the love that she has for others. And I remember at the end of the call, she was like, I want you to join this beta. I want you to do this. And like, for selfish reasons, she was giving like 3 months and she was completely giving it to the beta workers. And I'll be real honest with you, I started with beta because I thought, well, this is too good to pass up. I'm going to jump in with this. And I remember getting halfway through it and going, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm doing. This is like over my head. And I agree with Angie. Love you, Anthony. But
Poor Anthony.
you were just speaking a different language. And then Kelly came on board and she started talking in what I consider plain English. And I was like, okay, I can understand her. I can do this. I mean, because I almost quit beta. And there was just something inside of me that was like, no, do not quit. It's like I had this little person on my little shoulder going, don't quit. You know how you have these little people that are going, quit, don't quit, don't quit. Anyway, so I didn't. And honestly, it's been a very slow process for me because I know just enough about technology to be harmful. So, just like, so it's been a slow process, but I have loved our Q&As. That has really helped a lot. And I have learned from that. And honestly, you just have to learn a little bit and play around with it. And you will finally get there. I'm just at the point now where I'm really starting to understand a lot. But it has been a slow process for me.
The one kudos I have to give you is that you're always showing up though. You are always on the Q&As. Well, you gave yourself a little grace and you said, dang, I've been missing them lately, but that's okay. It was holidays. We're all getting back to it. But yeah, you are always there and you're always learning. And that's the thing. We give you the resources and the opportunities to essentially be able to learn. So I saw that Anthony said in chat he wants to retire. Thank you all for saying, no, please don't, because yeah, please don't, Anthony. So Nikki, I'm going to come to you next because you did mention at one point that you came from another CRM. So my question for you is, why did you make the switch? And what is the biggest difference between the two CRMs for you?
Yeah, so I never knew that a CRM was anything that even existed. A friend of mine who has a different business introduced me to the one I was using before. And basically that one just, it like collected people and organized people. It worked with like Facebook. It did not work with Instagram. It did not work with TikTok. So it had less features, but it was never working. It constantly would have things like, it was probably twice as much as your guys' system, and it worked maybe 10% of the time. So I just got to the point where I was very frustrated to spend that much money and to have things not work. And I'm such a type A personality. I'm so organized. I love systems. And I was just getting so frustrated with having to spend the most of my time figuring out why it wasn't working or doing the workarounds because it wasn't working. And I just was like, I'm fed up. I'm tired of it. So Leanne, my good friend who's on my team, she stumbled upon, I think if I remember right, Toni had like a YouTube quick video that kind of explained the features of it. And she sent it to me and was like, oh my gosh, this is, because she did the other one with me as well. I don't want to call them out, but we were both super frustrated and ready to quit. And she was like, oh my gosh, I just stumbled on this. And they are money specific, which I know there's some people on this call that are not with money that I've invited. But this one was the first one that was specific for money. And I love that because the other one, it had good features, but they were mostly not for you growing your business, whether it be a money business or a color street or whatever it is that the business you have. They were more in it to have their own affiliate program. Like they wanted more people to sign up. So it was like I don't even know what that's called, but basically like they just wanted to sell their program and that was it. They didn't really care as much about you building your business. And I didn't like that part of it. So that is why I'm obsessed with Effing Simple and Toni's program because it's designed for money. I could go on and on and on, but that was like the biggest reason why we were so quick to switch and get out of that other program.
Makes sense. So yeah, I love that you brought up that there's other people on this call tonight because yeah, like we have built out specifically 3, I call them tiers for money users, but we also have this product for other business types. So I'm actually going to get into that a little bit because on this call specifically 3 out of the 5 people that we're chatting with tonight are actually stylists. So they have a booking based business as well. And we're working on transitioning to help them use the system to book their clientele essentially. So this system is good for any type of business. If you have clients, patients, contacts, people, if you have people, this system is good for you. So I'm coming to who next? Miss Carrie G. So in your personal opinion, what features within the CRM are the most powerful for stylists specifically? So when I say stylist, let's look at it from a perspective of someone with the booking business, essentially.
Absolutely. I wrote down my notes because I have lots of things that I plan to incorporate. So I think that's a great question. And to be 100% honest, I haven't implemented much yet, but I have big plans for 2023. And I know that there's been discussion that we're going to maybe work on a few things that will help us in the future for stylists or anyone with booking clientele. So, but the first thing that I am personally going to instrument is when you're with the CRM, you get a phone number for the CRM. And I have a home salon. And so up until now, I've used my own cell phone as my business phone. And so I'm going to transition my salon number to my CRM number and try and take back some of my privacy, especially for new clients. I'm going to be definitely putting that out there and just try and take back some of that. With that, I'm going to also be, I believe it's possible, researching setting up like auto responses if I'm on vacation, or if I'm just saying I'm out of the office and I just need a break, like I'm with maybe family and I want to be 100% in, I don't want disruptions on my phone. So I think there's a way to do that temporarily by putting in the back office, but so I'm gonna look at that. Secondly, I have salon clients and I have Monet clients that are also my salon clients. So it allows me to compile all their information into one space. So I don't have to be looking between two different things. I can keep all their information and communication in one spot. That's been really handy. So whether they're texting me, sending me emails, trying to reach me for Facebook, Instagram, whatever the messenger that they're using, it comes to one spot with that. And so I don't have to be looking for the conversation. It's in one place. Third, I plan to create like a welcome page or something for new customers. For me, since I have a location, it will be sent out after a new client makes an appointment that will explain how to get to my salon, because I'm rural. So it's not like, and GPS in this rural area does not work well. So I would tell them how to get there, parking, my cancellation policy, I probably will have a form that would be like, that will help me determine like a pre-consultation form, just things like that to collect more information so they feel more prepared when they show up at my salon. The fourth thing I plan to implement, and these are in not really necessarily order, but these are the things we're going to do. I'm going to start using the CRM calendar, which is scary for me, but I'm going to use it for appointment requests. I've been nervous. I've done here for a long time and never done any type of online booking because I'm nervous for other people, but I'm going to try and set it up so they can request the appointment time, and then I still have to confirm it. So then I still feel like I have a little bit of control, but it will also allow me to, once they're in that calendar through the CRM, there can be reminders sent out of their appointments in advance. So I love that about it. And then the fifth thing, I can send out mass emails and newsletters to my clients, and I can also send them special hair care regimens after they've been in. If they've come in for a highlight, I can send them through a text a reminder of the proper care. I can also utilize it to recognize special dates like birthdays, anniversaries, anything specific, maybe 1 year since they've been with me or whatever, 1 year anniversary with coming to being my customer. I can send out special messages and different things that way. So for me, I know all those things are going to elevate my customer service and create a better relationship and communication with my clients going forward. So I'm pretty excited about all those features. And that's my goals for 2023. And if I'm really good, I'll get it done in 6 months. We'll see.
I love it. The one thing that you were saying that I want to call out that I think is really important to know is you were talking about how I want to create this welcome page and I want to do these things. you guys can customize in this system. And that's what's so beautiful, because the page that Carrie's talked about, I don't need that. That is not related to my business. So we can customize, we can build pages and do our own automations and things. And off the bat, that can scare some people. But I promise you, as you get in there and get more comfortable, it becomes more natural. So I just wanted to mention that, because Carrie's customizing some stuff for her own business and what she needs. So Susie, I want to come to you next. And I want to ask you how you were running your money business prior to the CRM, and how the CRM has improved the functioning of your business. So for you, I think it is more specific to money, because we're still kind of helping you guys transition to using the CRM as a stylist.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's the perfect question for me, because I really feel like I'm probably like the majority of the people, and I'm not a very organized person. You know, I'm organized at the salon. I do use a system, an app that I pay for. So I'm glad that we're going to be transitioning to the CRM. That's going to save me even more money. So my booking and that type of thing, totally organized. When I'm at the salon, I know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. But this is a whole nother entity. So I'm a hands-on service-based business. Monate is a network marketing social business. So I'm great at talking, but I'm not so great at keeping organized. So a lot of people slip through the cracks. I talked to so-and-so, I talked to so-and-so, I text so-and-so. Well, things like that get lost along the way. And they, like I said, slip through the cracks. And that's really, I mean, it's money out of our pockets, because if we are organized, we do the follow-ups. We, you know, remember who we talk to. So I am thrilled that I don't have to be like on a wing and a prayer anymore with my Monate business. And it's not to say that I haven't tried to become organized. I think that's just a personality trait. My brain thinks a little faster than I write down, I guess you could say. I really appreciate that I've got now this tool that brings everything, all the communications, into one basket. And it allows me to communicate out through that same basket. So, you know, whether it be creating a landing page, which I've already shared, I mean, I am actually utilizing the system. So I talked to somebody today when I was at work, which wasn't in my salon, it was at someone else's place. But I got her number and instantly sent her a landing page. So it was like, boom, now she's in my system. So it really helped me bring everything together. So I think it was really definitely something that was missing. I have my back office. I can keep that straight. That's kind of like my Vagaro app for my salon business. Boom, boom. But there was this disconnect in between the talking and the back office. And now that connected everything. And now I feel comfortable in thinking this is going to help me really 10x my business, definitely.
Oh, I love hearing that. That's so exciting. That is so good. Thank you. Angie, I want to come back to you, because I want to ask you, like, as someone who did beta and then kind of fell off and then came back, for you, what was the turning point in recognizing the power of the CRM? You're on mute, my friend.
Sorry, mental pause. No. Anyways, when I didn't come back, I still was trying to figure out the CRM on my own, because I felt like I needed to know enough so I could ask questions. And then I found out that they had training going on. And so one of the things that I really appreciate about Anthony and his team and you and Toni investing all this time and energy and creating these short videos, like the best gift for me was you, Kelly, because you are a techie, but you're a techie with a twist. You can take complicated ideas and dumb them down. So even me, who's not very techie, like I said, I've got computer skills of a kindergartner, you make it work for me. And then we had these Q&As, we had these power hours, we had these challenges, and this dialogue and this like sub community of Monate. You know, Monate has a wonderful community and I love Monate for that. But within the CRM, there's a subculture that's even like closer to my heart. And like right now there's 5 or 6 of us working together to put on a 90-day onboarding training for brand new people. We're starting off really basic, and everybody's contributing, and it just feels so good to have that process in place. So, and you can come in anytime, you know, but to automate it is just going to allow me the time that I need to spend with those people who want to run. So every time I show up in a Q&A, I usually come with a list of questions. It got so bad that I had to buy myself a separate notebook where I keep all my crazy ideas. And what I love about what I've learned about the power of the CRM is there are no limits. There are none.
Amen.
If I have an idea, I actually will present it in a form of a question. And I usually get this, you know, that's a good idea. I never get no. And I don't believe in no. Don't tell me no. Tell me how, or get the heck out of my way because I'm going to figure it out. But here in this community, you don't ever say no. Neither does Anthony. They figure it out. And so it doesn't matter how crazy of an idea it is, they can make it happen. And if not right now, it will happen because they're keeping track of all those things using the CRM, I'm sure. So I appreciate that. And then I started paying attention to all the ways that my life has already been influenced by other CRMs. For example, over the holidays, I was shopping online at Macy's. I put something in my cart. I got distracted. I didn't do anything with it. 20 minutes later, I'm getting a text. Hey, you have something in your cart. And then all of these like hair affiliated organizations that I work with, I was getting all these messages. I'm like, you know what? I need to get on board with this. Look at all these ways that I can incorporate the CRM. In addition to, like Susie said about, I use a different company than Susie does, but it's 3 times more expensive than the CRM is, and I can combine them. And now when I have, I book my clients for them. They just send me a message and I do the booking, but my calendar won't let me book something that I already have something booked on through the CRM because it all is coordinated. And so in all those areas, like, you know, that meme that has gone around, you guys, if you're a Monate market partner, you've probably seen it where you can't sleep at night. Remember that meme that surfaced? That's me with the CRM. And sometimes I'll be up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I see Kelly online. I know it's the same thing. And so that's the power of the CRM is whatever you can imagine. There are no limits. And I am so grateful to be here.
Yeah, it's like the sky's the limit. And you're right. I don't think I've ever said no. It's usually this is how we can do that. Or let me go tell Anthony that we need to do this. So
exactly.
I agree. I don't think no has ever come out of my mouth because everything is possible. So I love that.
I think it needs to be called the Effing No Limit Simple CRM.
We're going to lengthen the name of it a little bit. So Miss Carrie P, I want to come to you next because I've heard a common theme where people will say to me, well, I don't have a big team, so I don't need the CRM. It doesn't make sense to me. So I want to hear from you if you have any specific advice or feedback for someone who's saying that the CRM isn't for them because they don't have a team to manage.
Well, first of all, I would say that that's a terrible mindset to have. If I've learned anything in 2022, I have learned how to change my mindset on things. And so you can't think like that. But I honestly think that having a smaller team, I don't have a big team. I have a small team. And I think that it's not to say that if you have a big team that you can't do this, like you totally can. But for me, it's been easier to learn because I just take one thing at a time and I try to learn it. And once I master it, then I move on. But it's been great as far as things like sending out emails or text messages and learning those, and just learning customer service with the CRM, I think is huge. So I think it's the little things that you do for your small team that lead to big rewards later on down the road. And honestly, I've learned a lot, and I would say get on board with the Q&As. When there's opportunity for you to learn, you need to get on those calls. And I will say that this group, when we're in those Q&As, we have become such a family, and we encourage each other. We lift each other up. We laugh about things, we joke about things. And this group has become such a huge family for me. And so, I've missed the Q&A calls because we've had holiday and I'm ready to get back to them. But I learn something every time I get on those calls. And so don't let the fact that you have a small team hinder you from that, because I'm seeing some growth in my own business and through this system. And I comprehend it now and I get it. I see the big picture, and it's just putting one foot in front of the other and just, just taking small steps.
That is so perfect. And the other thing too, that I think a lot of people don't know is that the system is not just for maintaining our current customer base. We have some lead generation tools in there as well, and you can build your own lead generation tools. A freebie, for example, is a great example of that. So it's for maintenance and continuing communication, but it's also for lead generation. So that helps you build a team. So Nikki, I want to come to you next. I want to know, what CRM feature do you think will be or is the most beneficial for your personal business? And then which feature for your team?
So I want to point out the fact that Susie said that she is not an organized person, because I am like the complete opposite. I am such an organized person. I am such a type A personality. I have a couple of the girls on my team on this call supporting me. And you guys, if there's been a program out there, I've tried it and I've asked them to do it and they've begged me, can this just be the last one that you make us sign up for? And yes, I promised them that this is the last one. You guys, I had an assistant before this. I had a website. I used Calendly. I had Project Broadcast. I was using Google Forms. All of that. Not only did I get to quit having to pay for all of those things, they've all been moved into the CRM. Picking just one is unfair that Kelly is asking me to pick just one, but I will say my favorite one, probably because I am so organized, is the Smart List. I talk about that a lot because the way my type A personality brain works is I like to have people go through a funnel. So I have like a prospect, and then I'm going to move them to, getting a sample, and then maybe like sending them a cart. And then, if they get a cart, they're either going to purchase or maybe they're going to go on my flash sale list. So I get to move people that way. So I love having the Smart List so I can organize people that way. So for me, that's probably, if I had to pick just one, that would be my favorite. For my team, I would say I like the fact that, and not necessarily a feature, but I like the fact that the system is set up with all of the bare bones that anybody brand new, like if I were to sign up a market partner tonight and I said, okay, part of your business is to sign up with Effing Simple, and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do. The system has all the bare bones set up for them. So, all the automations they would need, and just like everything that they would need. So not only does it have like their mentor or their upline, they've got their own personal assistant wrapped up into, what is it, like $49.99 a month? I don't even know the price, but like, I don't know. So I feel like the fact that it's just like set up with all the bare bones, that's probably the best thing for my team.
Yeah, the business is already built.
I will tell you guys that I am so obsessed with this program. Like when I get obsessed with something like money, with this program, I go all in. I literally told Kelly, like, I will work for you guys one day. She's going to test for that. So I was like, I will get it. I am so obsessed with it. And if I could get everybody to drink the Kool-Aid with me, you guys, if you have any questions, let me know, because I love this program. It is so.
I have to give you kudos, because you literally like started, and within a week you were sending me things and being like, look what I built. And it was like, what? Like, your brain is very much suited for this. And I'm very impressed with how quickly you've picked things up, but not everybody is that way. Some people need to, and I love that Carrie P said, bite off a piece, figure that out, move on to the next. And you were just like, give me the whole thing. I'm chomping at it all and I'm getting it. So everybody learns differently and everybody's pace is different. So I think you're a good example of, you went very quick, but not everybody does that. So I love that. Miss Carrie G. So I feel like part of beta, a very common thing was people saying, I feel overwhelmed. This was a lot to learn. I don't know where to start. I can't keep up. And there was a lot of people feeling a little bit of anxiety around many different things that were mostly all negative things of just, I don't know how to do this. So what would be I guess before I ask you the question, the reason that I think a lot of that is because I love, Nikki, that you said like you had Calendly and you had Google Forms and you had this and you had this and you brought it all into one. That means that we're learning all of these different pieces. So of course it's going to be a lot because we're going from learning how to use Google Forms to how to use Google Forms plus 17 other features. So Carrie, can you walk me through what advice you would give to someone who says that the CRM is too overwhelming? Because I feel like that's a very common comment I hear.
Yeah, because I would say at moments I was feeling overwhelmed, but that wasn't because of the CRM and all I was learning. It was because I felt that I needed to meet some certain expectation. And when I realized, and Kelly, you were good at that, you're like, you're where you need to be, just keep moving forward. And so that was very, very helpful to realize, just take it at the pace that you need to take it at. If you can absorb it fast and you're familiar with things like this, you can go. But if you need to take it slow and take it step by step, there is phenomenal training videos that you guys have put together that are broken down small, so you can work on one thing. And the Q&As, the fact that you have so many Q&As available to us to go ask questions, to get that makes it a lot more easy to learn and just not so stressful. There's the chat in the Effing Simple app that is very helpful too. If you have questions, they're more than willing, you just click on them. If they're there, they'll give you whatever answers. But I will say for me, the other thing is that I have been successful at this because of the offering of the Q&As, because of the extra trainings. I have signed up and invested and still have money in these programs that are supposed to help me. They'll give me scripting for social. They'll give me photos for my salon. I am in something and I've enrolled in them and I keep having these thoughts. I'm going to do them. I'm going to do them. But you know what they're missing? They're missing the personal accountability. Yep. They're missing. I found out by you organizing Q&A calls and extra calls and doing the challenges, because I've done a couple of them too. I show up and I do it. But if it's on my own and it's on my own, schedule and I'm supposed to fit this in, I don't. So I love the accountability. I love the accountability of the people you meet. If you go, I say go to the Q&As even if you don't have a question, because I learned so much just from other people's questions, or all of a sudden you hear something because someone else has an idea and you go, what? And it makes your brain spin. So you learn so much by showing up to the Q&As. Fortunately, you guys offer several and they do have different times available. So definitely do those when you can, do the challenges when you can. Don't feel overwhelmed. Just take your time. Remember, we were all in those shoes at one time. I still am in my what I would consider kind of the early stages. Sometimes I feel behind, but then I remind myself, I'm competing against no one. And the fact that once you get some of those automations set up, it does it for you. I mean, the fact that my customers are getting an email that looks like it's, or a text from me that says, hey, your emails or your flagship's coming up, or I've had thank yous come back to me and I'm like, this is awesome. Because
I did nothing.
Yes, because that was a part of my business I knew I was missing. I was missing that customer connection because I am a very busy person and a lot of people on this call probably are. And so don't get overwhelmed. It will come, ask your questions. Other people are there to support you. It is totally worth the investment. Absolutely.
I love that. I think the other part of that is people will say either it was too overwhelming, or they'll use and I'm calling it an excuse. I'm not techie or I'm too old. Oh, and we have two ladies here that are both over 65 years old. I don't know if Judy's on here, but we have Miss Gail. Oh, Miss Betty's putting her hand up too. Okay. They're always at everything. They're asking questions and they're working hard. You cannot say I'm too old or I'm not tech savvy, because that is not going to fly here. You show up, you ask the questions, and you're going to learn. So that's the other part. Overwhelming, too old, not techie. No. We give you everything to make you be successful. So last question, Miss Susie, what sold you on even trying the CRM? What was kind of the thing for you that got you to jump in?
Well, originally, like I said, I did start with the beta and it only lasted probably a couple of months, I guess. I didn't really get into the CRM because I couldn't get over the training. It was just a little bit too, like we said, above our head. And so when I came back into it, the main thing that sold me coming back in was you, Kelly. So knowing that you are a market partner and you are going to be training us, I'm like, okay, she's going to be able to tell us exactly what we need to know and how this business is going to work for us in our business. So it's going to be very specific to Monate. Other than that, it allowed me now, like I said, I am an unorganized person, but I was also like Nikki, and I had every app out there. I had the Later app. I had, all these other apps that I was paying monthly or a yearly subscription to, and I was able to really get rid of all of them. Everything is in the CRM. Your social media is in the CRM. You can have a media library and be able to share things to your social media, or to, like I said, like a funnel or a landing page, be able to copy and paste that URL and send it to people so that they get all this information in one text, email, whatever. It's not a lot of different back and forth and everything. It's just a lot of information. Boom. Saves us so much time. So I find here's the thing. I don't know if you guys did it. I did not use my CRM for this, but for the holidays, I sat down on my phone and I did Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And it took me, I swear to God, 45 minutes to just do Merry Christmas to all of the people in my phone. I don't have to do that when it comes to my business. If there's a flash sale, now I've been with Monate for 6 years. So I do have a lot of people in my downline. So when I send out an email, it goes out to, say, 800 people. So could you imagine trying to put all those, emails, it might be one email, but you're going to have to add all those contacts into your email. It just made everything so simple, time saving, money saving. I can't say enough on how much more I feel confident that, like I said, I feel very confident now that my business is going to grow. Where before I was kind of like, I hope I'm getting somewhere here. Now I can have a place where I really see it happening and I'm in control of it. So I love it.
That's so good. That's so good. Yeah, I always say, and I feel like this sounds so weird, but I think until you use the CRM, it makes more sense. I'm more hands-off in my business, but I'm way more knowledgeable on what's going on. And most people are like, that makes no sense. I'm like, oh, it does. If you're in this little party with us, it does make sense. So Toni, would you mind making me so I can share quick? I just want to really quick before we jump off, I want to go through the tier options. So we have different ways that you can sign up. And I know we have lots of people here as well who are not Monate specific. So I'm going to quickly talk about both. And what's really amazing, so I'm going to put in chat, but I'm also going to share my screen. What's really cool for those of you who are not signed up yet, you're actually in this really cool place, because as of next week, we're actually changing our pricing a little bit. So for those of you who are with Monate, we're going to kind of go over your thing quick, and then I'll talk about anybody who's not Monate and how this would look for you. So for our Monate people, I always giggle and say our structure is kind of like retail VIP market partner, where you kind of ignore the retail and you're like, no, don't worry about that one, but let's more talk about the VIP market partner. I'm going to talk about the first one, but I'm going to tell you right now, it makes more sense to do one of the other two. So the $4.99 a month really just gets you the ability to send text messages. That's really it. You have the features that you can build, but nothing is built for you. The most important thing to know about all three of these, though, is we do pass-through text messaging. So your text messaging is a charge on top of this monthly cost. On average, we see about $15 to $20 a month in texting charges. On average, about a penny a text. So if you have a massive organization, you're going to pay more for text messaging. If you're messaging 45 people a month, you're paying a penny per those texts, kind of thing. So just keep that in mind. So the first one, the second one, this one's really cool. And this one's, I think, the most powerful one right in this moment. So right now we charge $29.99 a month for this one. It comes with obviously the ability to send text messages. It comes with, for Monate people, flagship reminders get sent for you. New VIPs get onboarded for you. New market partners get onboarded for you. And what I mean by that is we have the ability to read your Monate emails and start an automation or a process to do those things on your behalf. Talk about taking something off your plate and giving you that free time to do other things, whether that be business related or life related. So you get that email reader in this middle tier. You also get something called a digital business card. It's like your CRM website or landing page. Now, what's really cool about this middle one is, as of Monday, we are bumping this up to $49.99 a month. If you sign up before Monday, you will get it for $29.99 a month. You're going to get grandfathered in. So you're going to actually save yourself $20 a month by signing up before Monday. Okay. So I like the middle one because I feel like you're getting a little bit of what we give you, and then you can always upgrade to the bigger one. Kind of like, again, in our business, you can start as a VIP, start to like the product, and then upgrade whenever you're ready. So the $29.99 is a great option. Again, as of Monday, we're bumping that up. The big one comes with all the bells and all the whistles, comes with scheduling consultations, comes with all the stuff for our teams, comes with a digital business card that's a little bit more advanced, meaning there's more buttons and things to do on it. So the big one has a lot going on in it. So Miss Nikki, I'm going to just use you an example. Yes, her brain is very techie. She started at the $29.99, and I swear to you, within 2 weeks was like, I'm good, let's upgrade. And she jumped in right away. So we upgraded her when she was ready to move on. But the big one comes with everything. The big one we are taking from $187 down to $99 next week. But what's cool about signing up now is right now we actually have a $30 trial for 30 days. So if you sign up for the big one now, you actually pay $30 for your first month. And then from there forward, you'll actually only be paying $99. So you guys are in this really cool place where you can actually get the CRM for a little bit less than what people as of next week are going to be able to get. So in the chat, I put the link for this page I'm looking at. If you go to the very bottom, you're going to see these 3 options. Okay. When you enroll, when you hit the get it now, you're going to get an email from us welcoming you. You're going to get access to our training library. And every Monday, you're going to get a text from me that tells you all the Q&As and helps you really know where your resources are. Okay. If you are not Monate, there is a button down here to book a call with me, because these 3 products get deployed automatically and they are Monate specific. That is not what you need in your business if you are not with Monate. If you are another direct sales company, if you are a coach, whatever that business is, go ahead and click to book a call with me and we can chat about what you need and what you're looking for and talk about the pricing structure for you. Okay. So Monate people, you look at these 3, non-Monate, come book a call with me. We'll walk through everything together and I can explain what it would look like for you. Our team helps you build out the product for you if you are not with Monate. We don't give you and say, okay, good luck. We have Mr. Eric on here who's like, oh, I got this. This looks easy. I can make this. You know what? If you want to create your own stuff, absolutely. But our team is here to help you as well. So I kind of went through that quick. Are we feeling okay with that? Did that make sense? So Stacy, that's a good question. So no, we can connect, you can post to multiple pages, but you cannot get messages for multiple. And I actually love that you're asking that because I just got that answer today, because I think Nikki, you asked that question. So what we do in that type of instance is we can actually give you multiple accounts that allow you to toggle back and forth in between. So that's something you and I might have to discuss. So I think if you go and book a call with me and we can chit chat about maybe what that would look like, that would be a good way to handle that. Rebecca, if we do the $30 trial and want to go with the Grow My Business, is it the new price or this price? You know what, Rebecca, my girl, we're going to give you this price now. You just remind me if that's what you decide to do. You'd be like, Kelly, you told me I could stick at the $29.99. So yeah, we'll grandfather you into that concept. So Heidi says, so if we sign up for the $29.99 middle tier and after using it, if we want to upgrade to the 3rd tier at 30 days, so we start at the $99 per month or we can get no. So that's a great question. So we are not doing the $30 for 30-day trial starting next week. We're going straight to $99. That's it. So it might be worth it if Heidi, you're kind of considering that big one, it might be worth it to try it for essentially $30 for the month. And then because it's the same price as the $29.99. And then I'll do the same for you as Rebecca, where if you're like, oh, this is a little too much for me right now, we'll bump you down and we'll just put you at the $29.99 then. Yeah, I think so. So Heidi, Rebecca, you guys remind me of that. So that looks like it for questions. Any other questions? How are we feeling with that? And I love if you guys want to put in chat, the one thing I want to call out is I love that I swear we have a half and half group tonight. Half users, half people I don't recognize names for. So for you CRM users, thank you so much for coming and supporting and listening and learning. And I've seen stuff going through chat as well. So I appreciate that. Jessica, I'm working really hard for Vegas. How long does it take to set this all up? So there are approximately 20-ish videos that are about 5 minutes long each, and they are me walking you through that process. So if you can sit down in one day and cram through it all, I had someone sign up yesterday and she messaged me today and said, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm set up and ready. So if you could commit a full day, you would be able to have it set up. If you work full time and you have kids and you're busy, that might be a little bit harder. So it kind of depends on what your schedule's like, but absolutely, I would say if you could give yourself a full day, you'd be able to get it set up. Are you going to be a perfectionist at using it yet? No, that's going to take time, but setup would, yes, you would be able to rip through that quickly. Oh, Sylvie Ann, that's awesome. That's awesome. Can you touch quickly on lead generation? Absolutely. So for Monade specific, in the middle tier and the big tier, we have a couple different things between the two of them, but between both of them, we have something called a birthday club. So your birthday club, I post a lot of it on my Facebook. Essentially, it's sign up for my birthday club. So give me your information and I will send you a birthday gift if you want me to when your birthday comes up. So I give them the chance at something for them to give me their info. No one, I keep giggling and saying, no one's going to be like, if I'm like, hey, give me your phone number and email, they're going to be like, why? Whereas if I offer them something, they're more inclined to say, yeah, absolutely. I'd love something for free. So the birthday club is a big one. We also have what we call our event funnel, which was built originally for trade shows, but it essentially captures someone's information and then sends them 4 different directions. So it says, do you want more about products? Do you want to know more about the opportunity? Do you want to be part of my birthday club, or do you want to just stay in touch? So that's what we have right now. But a great example of this community here is I had someone, actually Nikki. So Miss Nikki, you're getting lots of kudos tonight. And Leanne, when they first started, they're like, can we do freebies in this? How do we add a freebie into the system? So of course my brain goes, I want to show everybody how to do that. So we actually have a training scheduled next week to show you guys how to add your own freebie into the system. Again, another great lead generation tool. So for the middle tier, those would be the 3. The big one, you get the spin to win game that I failed to mention. So it's again a lead generation tool. Someone gives their information, you capture their info, and then they get a chance to actually spin your wheel and play. Right now they spin to win entries, whereas Miss Angie was like, well, I want them to spin to win a product. So there's an example of Anthony going, okay, I'm not going to sleep. I want to figure this out. So now we're going to have 2 wheels. They're going to get the chance to spin to win a product and a different wheel that's allowing them to get entries. So again, people like free stuff. Our lead generation tools are typically to give free things out. So that's a really, really good question. Do it, Jess. Oh, I'm using Project Broadcast now and just really getting going with texting campaigns and realizing the cost adds up. Is this unlimited text within the tiers? No. So the pass-through text messaging is about a penny a text. The longer your texts are, if you're adding emojis or pictures, the more expensive they're going to be. So we utilize a lot our landing pages. So an example of that is for flash sales. I no longer send a big message that's like, hey girl, check out this sale. This is what you get. This is how you do it. This is where you go. This is what you like. My text now is like, hey, there's a flash sale. Click here for the information. And they go to a landing page that has all the info. So my texts now are super duper short because I utilize landing pages to give the information. So on average, I'm Canadian. So on average, like our dollar is a little bit different than your guys'. So I'm paying a little bit more than a penny a text once the conversion happens, but on average, a penny a text, and we actually have full transparency where you can actually go look and see how much each text is costing. So when I've looked at some and been like, ooh, dang, that one's a little bit much, I don't send that text anymore. I tweak it so that it's not as bad. So no, we do pass-through messaging. On average, a penny a text. On average, people are spending $15 to $20-ish a month. Again, it depends on how big your audience is. That's about the average. Yes, Sylvia, and you can. And what's great about, I was a Project Broadcast girl before. I'm not going to lie, but that did a teeny weeny little piece of what the CRM can do. And I've heard many people actually say to me, oh, I use Project Broadcast. I have something like this already. And I'm like, ooh, you're kind of missing the big picture of what we got here. So Project Broadcast is a small piece of what we do. So absolutely, you can you can get rid of that and essentially come over, and you're going to be awed at the additional things you can do for really the same price, essentially. Yeah, you're right, Heidi. They have more of a tiered thing with Project Broadcast for the texting, and we don't have that as of right now. Jasmine, did you come in? I asked Carrie actually a question about having the small organization, because that is a common thing I've heard. Obviously, Tony's team is massive. We have some people on here who their teams are like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. We have one girl who's been using since beta, and she's like, when I started, I had 3 VIPs. That's what her team consisted of. But now she's added additional VIPs because she's able to do additional things within her business, like use the lead generation tools, like post the social more, because she can plan that out. So there are tools in here to really actually help you also build your team. It's not just about the size right now of your team. Oh, Sherry, you're so sweet. Sylvie, yes, Sylvianne, I recognized your name, so I'm glad that you're gonna jump in again. Cynthia, I signed up at the end of December. Can I have access to the entire system to see if I need? But Cynthia, do you wanna? I'm gonna direct message my email to you. Do you want to reach out to me directly and let's chat about your question about the entire system? I just want to make sure that I give you the time to answer that. So I will direct message you on that one. Rebecca. Yes, exactly. So the $30 trial. Oh, hang on a second. Anthony, are you still on here? No. Rebecca, that is actually a really good question. I don't know that one off the top of my head. So her question was, if she does a $30 trial, is she still getting the $20 credit for texting? Because right now our big package, our 187, gives you $20 texting credits a month. But I'm not sure if that doesn't start until you start paying the 187. So Rebecca, let me loop back with you on that one. And then Cynthia, I'll send you my email. Anybody else? We feel like we got what we needed. Everything's making sense. The floor is your guys's. Okay, one more time though, I'm going to put in chat the link to the sign up page just in case. I know there's been kind of lots happening in the chat since, so I just want to make sure you at least grab that. If you're not ready to sign, that's okay, but at least grab it and read and look. Maybe even watching the playback, you're gonna be like, oh, dang, I missed that in the first time. And now that actually is really interesting. So we do have the playback that we will make available as well. Oh, yes. Thank you, Nikki. Great comment. If someone invited you to this call, please ask them for their link, because we actually have an affiliate program. So please ask them for their link. Their link will be different than the one I put in chat. The prices are changing. Monday is the plan. They will be bumped up and down. They will be tweaked on Monday. And how does the affiliate work? So we pay you 10% of, so every month we pay you 10% of the users that are still using the product. So if you had 3 people on your team sign up for the $29.99 package, we give you 10% of that every single month on each of those users, as long as they're still using, Yeah, Nikki, thank you. That's a good call on that one. All right. Well, you guys stuck with us for an hour. So thank you. Thank you guys so much for sticking this out with us. And thank the 5 of you so much for jumping on, giving your feedback, your experience. I appreciate that so much. I know it's really nice to hear from users. Toni and we like chatting about this, but I know how powerful it is to hear. Not that I don't use it, but I'm also part of the CRM business side of things. So it's really nice to hear from the users. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank the 5 of you for doing this with us. I really very much appreciate that. And I hope everyone has a beautiful evening, and maybe everyone's going to bed that's on the East Coast now because it's late for you guys. So thank you so much. Everyone have a good evening. Bye.